you gotta have a heart in boxing, man. You have to have a heart in this. I mean, like, if you don't have a heart in boxing, man, you're in the wrong sport. Because when it gets deep, you know. You get caught with a couple shots or you get cut. You know, it's just how you come out of that. You have to dig deep, and you know, like, my heart, alhamdulillah, has been tested, and alhamdulillah, you know, I dig deep. Do you know what I mean? So you gotta have heart in this game. You know, you're not anyone can get in the ring. Do you know what I mean? It's not for everyone.
Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have a brother called Yaser boy. MashaAllah, first Syrian, I think.
Yaser or Yaser?
Yes.
Bro, get it right, man.
You man's doing the tajweed. Tajweed already on us.
He's from Syria as well, so Yaser.
Okay, so no
Arabic
worries.
way, you know.
I know you like Yasser. I know you like Yasser.
Man was on the tajweed today, yeah? Yaser boy. I think that's what the streets will call him, Sheikh. Yeah.
How do you call yourself, Harry?
The English way or
yeah,
the...
that's what I'm saying. See, look. You think this is Syria? Yaser. It's England, bro. Yaser. You're lucky they never call you Wyatt or something like that. But yeah, appreciate you coming, bro.
Appreciate you having me.
And I know you're coming from afar, so get into it. We know you're a boxer, mashallah. And maybe give us a little bit of background. Where are you from originally? You from here? From abroad?
My dad is Syrian. My mom's Spanish. But I was born in Damascus in Syria.
Okay, so that's a mix.
Yeah.
Who's what? Mum is who? Dad is what?
So my dad's Syrian.
Okay.
He's from Damascus, and my mum was from Barcelona, but she was studying in Syria.
Mashallah.
Mm.
So both of them was originally Muslim?
Yeah,
obviously.
alhamdulillah.
Okay, mashallah. How was life early in Damascus then, man? Did you move from there from young? Or?
To be honest, I don't really remember too much because I was young. But when I was about 3 years old, 2.5, my mum passed away. So it was quite hard for my dad. So I was basically being raised by my grandma. And I came here, I think it was when I was about 3.5. So I didn't really know too much. You know, I was still young to understand exactly what was going on.
Yeah, of course.
When I first moved here, my dad came here actually with like basically no money. Do you know what I mean? So we were staying at his friend's house. But it got to a point, I think we lasted 2 weeks, and then, you know, with me being there as well, got a bit uncomfortable, and his missus complaining. So he's just like, you know what, you need to find your own place. So my dad didn't really know anyone. We didn't know anyone. So he met someone that couldn't speak English. So he didn't know like the law here. He didn't know how to get about. But he found someone, I think he said he found a random lady on the street, and then she speaks Arabic.
Okay.
I think she was Somalian. And then he spoke to her, and then she explained to him, like, because you've got a kid, they'll like prioritize you, you get somewhere to stay. And then that's when he was like, look, I don't know too much, can you just show me? Can you just like take me to the office or whatever? So obviously when she took him to the office, I think it was like a council or something, I don't know what type of office it was, for the home housing. And he explained to him, also she was translating for him in Arabic, and then my dad explaining the situation. And because I was with him and I was obviously free at the time, the manager obviously helped him and managed to actually get him a place. It was like it was in a hostel.
Yeah.
So at the time, obviously, I don't really know too much. I can't understand.
This is him basically telling you what happened.
Yeah, no, I remember some of it, but I was too young to understand about money, about, you know, all this
Poverty.
lavish thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just obviously being happy to be around my dad. I'm in the plane. Everything's new to me. So, so I was living in a hostel. It was literally probably much smaller than this. 2 beds. It was crazy. Yeah,
like a studio, basically.
Yeah, it was tiny. And then my dad used to leave me with the neighbors. So I used to think he's leaving with the neighbors because obviously they used to have kids, so I used to play with them. But the real story, he's going there to provide, going to work. Do you know what I mean? He used to work in the market. And them days he was telling me he was earning about £30 a day. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, he was earning for about £30 a day. But yeah, eventually he managed to get himself into the council. So we moved out the hostel. And then that's when he flew with my sister.
Okay.
So my sister's 1 year younger than me. He flew in, And then
From Syria, I'm guessing.
from
obviously.
Syria, yeah. So we moved into, I think it was Frinzy Park. We was in a flat there. And then from there, we moved to Collindale. And then from Collindale, we moved to where I am now in Finchley.
Eventually, yeah.
But, you know, as growing up, as I grew up and I started to realize what my dad really had to go through, you know, I was a quite angry child, you know. So I used to really like snap in school. I used to get in a lot of fights. And then, yeah, I wanted to, obviously, my dad used to take me football. He wanted me to chase, because my dad he used to play for the first team in Syria. So he was a good footballer. So I wanted to follow his footsteps. He took me a few, I was playing for Sunday League.
Just talking about like, what, 7, 8 years old now?
Yeah. So yeah, I was playing for Sunday League, and then eventually, I think about 13 or 14, I managed to get onto an academy. So my training was in Lee Valley. So we used to do our athletics there, and then our main pitch was in Tottenham. So yeah, man, like my friend used to play for Arsenal, so he was a really, really good footballer. So he used to, like, when I used to go watch him football, I remember even playing with him. When I went to watch him at Arsenal Academy in Walthamstow, I see him, he was playing as well, because I see Walcott there as well. Do you know what I mean? It was crazy, like just him playing around with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my goal, man.
Did he make it then, this kid? If he's playing with
So,
at that age of
to
life?
be honest, you know, it is, as you already know, man, in professional football here is very hard. So when it got to actually getting scholarships, my friend told me they released the whole team. There was only 2 people got scholarships out of about 17 people.
It's difficult.
It's crazy. But obviously they gave them opportunities to go Brentford, to go to other, like, give them other options, but it's hard, man. It's very hard.
How was life like in the area that you lived in? Obviously, you was a foreigner in essence.
Yeah.
Your dad obviously was a foreigner in essence, but you was raised in the country. So for you, you knew no different.
I mean, yeah, because I was brought up here, I was so used to, I forgot actually how it was in Syria. But yeah, my area wasn't too rough at the time. But yeah, it was fine, and I made friends at school easy. Do you know what I mean?
Stand out, didn't it?
I didn't.
Or
Nah,
a Syrian boy.
no. I got along with people fine. Actually, one of my best friend, which I met in primary school, he was actually Muslim. He was Ugandan. So yeah, man, I made quite a few friends. But yeah, it was easy, man. I wasn't like that type of guy where people used to like pick on or anything like that. I never really had that issue.
So moving forward, you said obviously you had some issues in school, things like that.
Yeah, man. I was growing up, you know, as like the football career didn't work out. I was kind of like broken. I didn't know what else, you know, because that was my dream. So, you know, that's where things started to go downhill. You know, hang around with the wrong people.
What age are we talking now?
About, let's say, year 10.
Yeah.
So started hanging around with the people. Yeah, hanging around with the wrong people, getting into trouble, getting arrested.
When you did get arrested, though, how was the feeling of your dad?
Yeah, so this is where it became constant. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just one time. It got to a stage where I ended up in court. So I got kicked out of school at year 11, just before, maybe like 6 months before GCSEs. No other school would take me, so I had to go to a unit. And when I actually went to the school, when I went to the unit, I remember the first day I went there and I just see these guys in there swearing at the teacher, like smoking cigarettes in the classroom, and I thought like this was completely like different to what I'm used to. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought I was naughty, but these guys are on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Similar to when they talk about prison, though.
Yeah,
when
so
they talk about prison, that's what people say. People go to prison, they go in there as a thief, they come out as a robber. They go in there as someone who stabbed, they come out as someone who might murder. It's like your brain now sharpens to become more of what you used to be.
Nah, it's true, man. And that's like, even though I was brought up into that unit, I started making friends there. And so it just got even worse. So it got to a stage where I just keep getting arrested, getting into trouble with the police. You know, I started smoking, and that's where it started me getting a bit paro, and I used to just be paro all the time. And then I just remember the last time, ended up in court, and then that's when they were trying to sentence me to prison. But luckily, my lawyer actually saved my life, you know, and basically showed evidence of me playing football. And she just brought a lot of evidence together where, you know, she managed to get me on 8 months. I think it was 8 months or 9 months curfew.
Okay.
So that was basically my time to actually change. And, you know, see my dad when I was behind the glass and see my dad there and, you know, him nearly in tears, that's where like my mind just twitched and I just switched up and I said, no, this is not what my dad's raised. Do you know what I mean? This is not me. So from there, I said, I promised myself and I promised my dad that I'm not gonna go back to that route. But then that's where I had to find something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So in that 9 months, I realized even though my curfew was till like 7 o'clock, it really showed the friends that I was with, they weren't really my friends. No one really checked up on me. No one was like making sure I'm okay. So that's where I started to see what I wanted to do. So I went to college. I was doing bricklaying for a bit. I wanted to be a surveyor, but I just gave up on that one. And then what did I do after that? I got into barbering.
Okay.
So barbering, I worked out. I started doing barbering and stuff. And yeah, because I used to see someone in school for my anger and management, because I used to be a very angry kid. And I used to get into a lot of fights. So it got to a point where that she was like to me, look, if you like fighting so much, like, why don't you just try to do it properly? So that's when she took me to Finchley ABC in North London. And yeah, I just remember walking through the gym and it's the first time I've ever been walked into the gym. And I'm just looking around and it's just looking like some Rocky film. You know what I mean? I'm seeing bags, I'm seeing people sparring, skipping.
What age is this now?
I think this was about 17. And then from that very moment, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. And then from there, I just didn't look back.
It's similar to who said last time someone also guided them to the gym. Was it gym or something else? But the point I'm making is, was it Earth? I can't remember. Someone said, I think about when they was young, someone told him to go here. But the point I'm making is that there is a lesson to be learned with people in positions that really take their position serious. And it's not just a ticking box. They're not just seeing a so-called anger management kid doing their hours and letting him go home. The fact that she said, oh, that's what you're good at. You like fighting. You're good at fighting. How about I take you to a path that might help you come out of that?
And it changed my life, man. It helped me a lot because I used to go there and obviously she used to give me some stress ball and she would ask me questions. Did I get angry this week? What did I do? And then with boxing, you got to be relaxed in the ring. If you're angry, you're going to lose the fight. You have to be relaxed. So she said to me as well, I was one of the quickest persons there that she's ever I have to deal with, that I lost it the quickest. Do you know what I mean? Because I had to find that within myself, because I used to anyone look at me funny or say something, I'll switch straight away. It got to a point where people are swearing at me and I'm just like, all right, man. And I'm just walking away.
From that to that.
Yeah. So that's how I've been since ever I started boxing. So
I just want to take you back a bit. So in terms of, you said your mum passed away. Rahimahullah, may Allah mercy on her. So when you came here, you came first and then your sister came. There's only 2 siblings, yeah?
I've got 4 sisters.
Okay, from the same mum?
Nah, so one is from the same mum.
Okay.
And then the other ones are after he remarried.
Okay, so that's what was my next question.
Yeah.
Dad got remarried and you've got 4 other siblings
Sisters,
from
youngers, yeah.
Do you think mum not being around? Remember, we always ask, it's always the dad that's not around.
Usually it's the other way around.
So your own mum passing away early, she not being there, did that have an impact on, let's say, you mentioned about anger and so on?
Yeah, so that's why I think it is because as I grew up, I had to realize that I didn't have a mum because I was too young to even understand. Because I used to call my grandma my mum because she used to raise me.
And grandma was here with you? Or?
No, she's in Syria.
So
she said no. So I even call her mum now to this day because she raised me. But in my eyes, my dad was everything. My dad was my mum and my dad. Do you know what I mean? He used to cook for me, clean me, he used to do everything. So that's why, as it built up, because I wanted to give back to my dad from an early age, but I couldn't because I'm still young. And when I started to realize that all we had to go through, it hurts. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think that's where the anger built up, and that's where obviously when I was speaking to my counselor, she was explaining to me about the situation. She always used to ask me about my mum and stuff, but I never used to find it comfortable to be talking about it. So yeah, I mean, in school people used to know because one time someone actually said something to my mum, and that's when I lost it in the room, and that's it. And then when everyone found out the situation, it was a thing where like people stopped saying it because they knew it was something serious.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro.
Yeah, man. But you know, alhamdulillah, you know, it's just like as you grow up, you realize, and when you get closer to your deen, you realize even more. You know, it's all planned.
And also early upbringing. I mean, look, Syria, I would say, majority Muslim country. In terms of dad, yourself, early on, the Islamic presence inside the home, within your family, how was that there? How did that have an impact on you?
Yeah, my dad used to, I mean, when we got here, he's always wanted me to learn Arabic. He's always wanted, you know, I didn't really, because I was brought up here, my dad was just speaking to me Arabic because he wanted me to learn. I mean, like my Arabic is broken, but I still understand it. He used to take me to Arabic school to learn about Islam and, you know, read the Quran and yeah, it was, but then when it got, like I said, when it got to about school day, that's where I lost everything.
Okay.
You know, I got away from my deen and I forgot everything. I forgot how to write, how to read. But yeah, like my dad did try. It wasn't like he's always prayed. I've always seen him pray, but I was just never as close. I wasn't really close to my deen from a young age.
So you said at 17, you went to the gym at 17?
Boxing gym, yeah.
Boxing gym, okay. And in terms of, did you get into like amateur boxing at that time?
Yeah, so I had 44 amateur fights. I was silver medalist international. I was London champion, CYP. So I've accomplished a few things there. But my goal was never to like go to the Olympics or anything like that. My goal was to build as much experience as I can as an amateur and then take it into the pro game.
Why didn't you want to go to the Olympics?
Because my style it doesn't fit into they don't like all the hands down flashy stuff. They just like hands up and straight boxing.
Okay,
so I was
the
more
flashy stuff, yeah?
So I'm more of a flashy guy, so they don't really like that.
Ben, what's that guy you were talking about?
Ben Whitaker, yeah.
Whitaker,
Yeah, people don't like that. I mean, I don't do it to that extent. I do it in my own way, but I don't do all the dancing and stuff. I just
most of the best boxers was a bit like that, man. Muhammad Ali was like that.
Yeah.
And I was watching that yesterday night. I was watching Roy Jr. What's his name?
Roy Joe Jr.
Roy Joe Jr. He was like that.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard. So
yeah, that's my character. That's how I am in the ring. So I can't change that. I just if everyone's got their own style, and you know.
And so Olympics, they want you to be basically following a particular.
Yeah. They just want you to do like basically basic hands up and just basic boxing, basic fundamentals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that wasn't my style. So it was never my goal to do that anyway. So I mean, I had a few people from the gym go and do the England boxing. They had trials and stuff. But yeah, that wasn't my goal.
So did you say 48, 44 fights?
44, yeah.
That's still quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've racked up a lot of experience. I fought a lot of top boys. And yeah, man, like that's experience. Building experience in the amateurs is very important.
Okay.
And when you take that into the pro, you're ready for it.
And at Dean side 17, you go in there as a youngster. Yeah, you kind of like maybe said in some sort of way, you weren't practicing fully. Yeah, but now did boxing have a positive impact in terms of your deen? I
wouldn't say it's boxing. I'll say basically what happened was where it all started was in COVID. So, as you know, it was in lockdown and Ramadan was coming up. And then, you know, that's where I had nothing to do. I knew I was going to be sitting at home. I knew I was going to be doing nothing. So I said, look, this year, Ramadan's coming up. Let me just try and do the whole month and let me fast the whole month. and let me just try be on my deen. And then from there, it was a blessing for me because that's where it made me realize this is what's changed me. You know, this is like from there, I've never missed a salah, alhamdulillah, and I've been on my deen and I've seen what God's given me. Because like they say, if you get rid of one sin, God will bless you with a blessing. So that's where I stuck to my deen. And after Ramadan, I just felt fresh. I don't know how to explain how I felt fresh. And then from there, I just stuck to my salah. I changed my whole friends. It went from friends calling me to go to parties. Now I've got all my friends calling me, oh, you come in Jummah Friday, do you know what I mean? I changed everyone. All my friends, alhamdulillah, most of them are Muslim, but even if some of them are Christians, but they're religious. Like we respect each other. Really, like he would tell me, oh, like if I'm at his house and it's time to pray, I'll go to his room and I'll pray, or if he knows he's going to church, like we respect each other's religion. Do you know what I mean? So everyone around me now, they're all religious, and that's
down to earth kind of people. That's focused.
So everyone's got their own ways, and alhamdulillah, you know, that's the reason why I'm in this position now is alhamdulillah, it's because of God, you know, and you know, for me being praying and fasting and doing my best, you know what I mean? So, and as well, like, because my friends are Christians sometimes, you know how we have the Islamic debates.
Yeah.
Now, when we ask me questions, some questions I can't answer, and it makes me want to dig into more information.
Yeah.
So it brings us close. So it's good for us. It's not like we're having an argument or anything. It's just we want to find answers. So it makes us dig more into religion. Because it's good to say you're just Muslim, but you need to understand more about your religion, 100%. Understand the story, understand the Quran properly, and
So since obviously now you've gone into the amateurs, maybe just talk a bit about the amateurs.
Yeah. So amateurs, you know, it got to a point where I was actually going to give up, man. I'll be honest with you. I was losing I lost like maybe 5-6 fights in a row. It got to a point where like people was asking me, like my dad and stuff, like used to come back home and say, oh, did you win? And I was too embarrassed to keep saying no. Do you know what I mean? So I remember there was one time I was like, yeah, I won, yeah. But I didn't say it with like confidence in it.
Yeah.
But I just, it got to a point like where I had to sit there and I used to like think like, well, what's going on, man?
So they say, you could call it a win, Dad.
Yeah.
From a different angle.
So yeah, because my dad he doesn't really understand boxing. Okay. You know, he was a footballer, so he doesn't understand boxing. So
what is it? So obviously we had one other brother that was here yesterday or whenever it was, and he said the key thing to boxing is having a heart.
Yeah, you gotta have a heart in boxing, man. You have to have a heart in this. I mean, like, if you don't have a heart in boxing, man, you're in the wrong sport. Because when it gets deep, you know, you get caught with a couple shots or you get cut. You know, it's just how you come out of that. You have to dig deep, and you know, like my heart, alhamdulillah, has been tested, and alhamdulillah, you know, I dig deep. Do you know what I mean? So you gotta have heart in this game. You know, you're not anyone can get in the ring. Do you know what I mean? It's not for everyone.
Because you're signing up to, in essence, get your face punched in. Really,
yeah. You gotta go. It's like you gotta go in there as like a gladiator. Do you know what I mean? So that guy's coming to take. You know what I mean? He's coming to take you out. So people sometimes when they get hit in the face or they hit in the stomach, they freeze. They don't know. Do you know what I mean? They don't know what to do. So
one of the brothers, I was telling him, I said, you know, like this one youngster took shahada here. He had an amateur fight. Young 16-year-old asked me to come and watch him fight. So a lot of youngsters fighting. Yeah, he was like 16, so his fight was the last. The older boys, then the youngsters were fighting earlier on. And two things I noticed: confidence. Like boxing gives you confidence. Young boys, young girls coming out confident. You know, so that was one, and the other one is humility. Because when they lost, 99% went to the other side. Well done, thank you very much. You can see they left with no ego.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's how it is, bro. You lose fair and square. You got to show respect. Some people have excuses. Some people will start like making. It's just at the end of the day, you lose. You got beat. Just show respect. Shake hands and say, "Cool, the better man won." Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, like I said, man, like I'm in a whole different position now. Now I'm professional. Now I've got the recognition, alhamdulillah, and people now know me from that kid that used to get into trouble. Someone now that I've done positive. So that's why I'm trying to like motivate other people and inspire other people, because I never really had that role model. I never had someone to say to me, you know what, yes, you can actually go this far. You know what I mean? I wasn't the favorite boy there, But, you know, I had my vision and I visualized it.
What was the turning point then? Because obviously you're saying you lost 7 fights.
So yeah, I carried on, and then I done my last season. And then I said to myself, you know what, let me do my last season and I'm gonna turn professional. I done my last season, I just got to the London finals. And then I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna turn professional. Now, when I turned professional, I was at Needham Boxing Club.
But how do you turn professional?
So you got to find a manager,
Okay.
a good promoter, and then you got to find obviously your coach who's going to be coaching you for your professional career. So I got that into place, and then that's where I went down to Steve Goodwin. He's the 3rd best promoter in the country. And then we sat down, and that's where I signed my first professional contract. I had my 4, I think it was about 4 fights with him, or 5 fights. And that's when COVID came. And now COVID just messed up everything because we was out for like 2 years.
Yeah.
There was no like there was a social distancing. There wasn't no events happening. So everything was televised and stuff. So that's where it pushed me back 2 years. But then
there no fight? I'm sure UFC had a fight though. UFC done a fight in Dubai, I remember.
Yeah, so obviously big promoters where they're getting good money, it can be televised. But for us, as small hall boxing, it's hard because
you need people there to take
the tickets pay our bills. So that was, I was pushed back for 2 years. And then that's where like I went to Portugal, done a training camp. I was with Dylan White. And then I came back. I was self-managed at the time. I didn't really know what to do. And then yeah, man, I got advice. Because me and Anthony Joshua from the same gym. Okay. So I spoke to him, and then he gave me some advice of what I should be doing and stuff. And then yeah, man, I had to really think about it. And then that's where I just said, look, I need a change because my career was going nowhere. And then I thought I'd change my team. So I changed my coach. My new coach now is Andy Gill in Amersham. And then, yeah, man, from there, 4 fights, it's put me in a very good position. Now I won my first. So I went to fight Aaron Prosper. He was a big prospect. Now, I don't know, in professional boxing, so basically, I was meant to fight for the Southern Area title. Normally what they do is with Southern Area titles, people have easy touches or fights people know you're going to win. But the British Boxing Board said that the person I got to fight is Aaron Prosper because he's next in line. So there was no way out of it. Now, he was, at the time, 12-0 with 4 knockouts. So my manager was like to my coach, like, are you sure you want to take this fight? Like this, do you know what I mean? It's a risky fight. And then my coach was like, look, I'm confident.
And what did you have at the time?
So I was 8-0.
Okay, so he had several more fights than you.
Yeah, so he was experienced. He was like top 15 or something in the country. So he was like the next big prospect. And then yeah, I just remember like that was where like I actually pushed because in the back of my mind, I know a lot of people thought I was going to lose this fight. So it makes me sure. I mean, I've had doubters, like even in the amateurs, people used to doubt me. Do you know what I mean? So it was a thing where like I love it when people doubt me. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to show you. So I just keep pushing through training. I put the work in. And then I remember when I went on the scales, we had the face off and stuff. And then my manager tells me, like, you know, the betting stuff on the Sky Bet, they had me the underdog. So they had him 8-1. Do you know what I mean? That was crazy. Like they gave me no chance. They gave me
8-1.
Yeah, so they gave me no chance. And then that's when I was like, you know what, cool. We'll see you tomorrow. And then where it got to a point where, so the next day I remember I boxed him off for a good 8 rounds. Like it was just literally, I didn't really get touched. I gave him a boxing lesson and then I took him out in the 9th round.
Knockout, yeah?
Yeah, so I took him out in the 9th round. And then that's where like, everyone was shocked.
Yeah, 8-1. I wouldn't be surprised.
Everyone was shocked. I mean, you know, my non-Muslim brothers all betting and stuff. Yeah. Everyone's like happy they made money and stuff. Yeah. But that's where it's put me on the map. You know, I became Southern Asia, and then that's when I was like straight away. I remember checking the box rec, and I was like, they've put me top 10 now. Thinking now I'm getting valued. And then after that fight, I was meant to defend my Southern Era title.
For the Southern.
Yeah, so I won that Southern Era title. So I was meant to defend it. So I was going to defend it against Ollie Duffy, and then he pulled out a week before the fight, and then I had to defend it again. I had to fight a middleweight. So I had like 4 pullouts that week. So it went from super lightweight. Some other they got me someone else. My manager said to me, look, he wants you to fight middleweight. So that's like another 10 kilos, which I agreed to fight. And then he pulls out, and a few other people were about. I eventually fighted at middleweight, and then I knocked him out in 3 rounds. And now I'm in the point in the career now. It's hard to get fights. No one wants to fight. Do you know what I mean? Because people are like, I don't mind losing.
They don't want to lose belts.
Yeah, not even lose. People are too worried about their oath. Do you know what I mean?
They don't want to get an O on their score chart.
They want to keep their oath. They want to keep their undefeated record. Like, and that's why I'm happy because eventually my goal is I want to be fighting on one of the Saudi Arabia cards. Do you know what I mean? Togashay, because he's bringing boxing. This is why top fights are happening. Do you know what I mean? He's brought boxing back, because back in the day, all the best used to fight each other, and I want to be like that as well. I don't want to be dodging anyone.
Yeah.
You beat me fair and square. I'm not scared to lose my oath. Do you know what I mean? A loss doesn't define you.
Yeah,
the greatest has lost, man. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest, he lost. It doesn't define you. 100%. It's about how you come back. But yeah, man, I'm now fighting, inshallah, for the English title.
Okay.
12th of October.
Inshallah.
So yeah, that's gonna be another belt on my name.
And English title, like for all of England.
Yeah.
Okay. And after that,
that, inshallah, British
title. Okay.
Yeah. British title. That's already on the horizon. And obviously, so just get English out the way. And then we'll see what plans. Maybe other belts on the Commonwealth, whatever comes online.
How has it changed? You don't need to go into the details, but how has it changed financially for you in that sense?
Financially, not yet.
Okay.
You know, small boxing, you don't really make
money like that.
It's when you get, because I'm doing it the hard way. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, like you said, if you're an Olympian, right, promoters are going to want you and they're going to invest money into you. But then where you got the small boxing, where we got to
sell tickets and all that?
No, sell tickets, and we got to take these risky fights like I've taken with the Southern Era. Like, we got to take these fights because top level guys, like for example, guys that if you see with Eddie Hearn and stuff, some of them don't do all the Southern Era English step. Do you know what I mean? They just skip and they go for a different type of belts because they've got the money and the promoter
ready to push them to that.
Yeah, to push them and to invest into them. Now, for example, for a belt like the Commonwealth or something like that, or the IBO International, whatever you want to call it, the youth, it's money. They're like 15 grand. Do you know what I mean? So small hall boxing, it's not your promoters are going to have enough to cover that, especially with tickets, unless you sell good tickets. But yeah, I'm doing it the hard way. So like, I'll put myself in a position where once I win the English and I fight for the British, the British is going to be on a big platform. It's either going to be Frank or it's going to be Eddie. And that's where it's my time to shine. Because once I perform and they see what they're like, then you can get a contract or.
Okay.
Who's your promoter now, Yaser?
So my promoter is Steve Goodwin.
Oh, still Steve Goodwin.
Yeah.
You said
He's
you
my manager.
The coach. Did you change the coach?
Yeah, my coach is Andy Gill.
Okay. And in terms of what you earn right now, of course, not going to be that high as you mentioned, but is it enough to sustain a lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, I've got sponsors.
Okay.
So they help me through camp. They train. I've got my nutritionist. I've got my transport. So yeah, they I've got a few sponsors which have been helping me out, and some of them help me with ticket sales. They take certain amount of tickets every fight. So yeah, I mean, like, this is where, like I said, when you get into the English title will give me a good opportunity for more sponsors to come on board, and to be able to like allow me to train full time, where I don't have to worry about, I'll get a certain wage every month. So that's the position that I'm aiming for, inshallah, after the English.
Suppose also it's one big fight, isn't it? Once you get that one,
that's all it is, man. Sometimes one big fight like that, it just changes your life.
Got millions, isn't it?
Sorry,
millions for.
Yeah. I mean, you could get, like I said, if you're finding in Saudi, you're getting paid good.
Okay.
You know, and it's tax-free there as well, so it's even better.
So you get paid there, the money stays there.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Say you're from Britain, boy, you still need that 20%.
No, because you've earned it there. Yeah, I mean, 20% is better than taking them 50%, isn't it?
Yeah, I think is it after 80 or 70, something like that?
I thought it was 80, and I think over 100 is 50, you know? It's crazy, yeah.
You have to learn the tax code,
What about the deen side? Do you think it's difficult to be in industry, one, in terms of practicing your deen, Salah, Ramadan, fasting, and also is there a lot of support between the Muslim boxers in the industry? Because now there's a lot of brothers who are, boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one of my fights, it was my first fight I had with my new with my new professional coach. I started to embrace my deen on Instagram, which is something I never used to do. Everyone knew I was Muslim, but I never used to post anything Islamic. So I remember posting a video just of me praying in the change room before the fight, doing my raps, praying, and then obviously knocking him out. And I think that got over 1 million hits. And that's where it got me even more exposure. My Instagram just blew up. I got 10K followers. Sure. And then that's where I started to, I was thinking, let me embrace more of the Islamic side. I want to be able to be that type of guy where I could be a role model, Khabib or, Yasin, Prince Nassim.
Yeah.
So I started to embrace it. And, I when I was younger, I wouldn't say I used to shy away from my deen, but I never used to I used to pray at school and stuff. We used to have someone that used to take the lead in school, but I wasn't the type of guy that pray in front of people. I used to find a bit shy. But now in the car park, I'll pray Tesco, no problem in front of anyone. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to embrace. And, I'm trying to motivate other people and inspire other people to be closer to their deen because it can change their life.
What about in terms of support from, you've got so many Muslim boxers now. So is there a kind of a network of Muslim boxers?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, there is. Yeah, there's quite a few. Couple of my friends as well, they're Muslims as well, professionals. Everyone's the same. They still embrace. They embrace it. So, I mean, they don't hide from it, and they're trying to do the same thing and inspire people because they were in a similar position as me. They never used to pray. They never used to. They weren't really close to their deen. And to be honest, I'm the one. One of them. I was the one that actually was teaching him about. He was Muslim, but he didn't understand his religion. So I had to teach him how to pray. So now he's alhamdulillah, he prays 5 times a day and he's close to his deen. He goes.
What would you say are some of the pitfalls of now becoming a boxer? In essence, a lot of people, they talk about, even when you go into things history of Muhammad Ali, he became a womanizer after a while, and some people go into this field. So how do you keep yourself in a straight and narrow? Do you have ladies? Did you have these type of issues, ladies, money, that kind of issues, or is it that you're just in a tunnel vision?
Bro, say too much. You want to get married, and he's gonna.
He doesn't have to talk about his sin per se, but just what are the trials and tribulations around that?
So keep it general. Yeah?
Nah, bro. I'll be honest with you. I just, like I said, the praying. When I don't forget my salah, wherever I am, sometimes even if I know I'm in a position, if I'm in a place where I know I can pray, I just won't forget my salah. I don't get too distracted in the other things because I've already been through it. So I don't want to go back to that way. So I used to be a type of guy where I have to be out every week. I have to be, out on the streets or somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Some event or something. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm a homebody. Do you know what I mean? I don't really go out because I'm going to put my coach makes sure he even though I'm not in, right now, I had my training session this morning, even though I ain't got a fight till October, I have to live the lifestyle. I have to be in the gym training. So when it comes to the end of the week, I'm tired, I'm recovery. I need to, my body, I have to look after it. It's like a car, a car engine. If you don't look after your body, it's going to break down.
Of course.
So, and all
so that's mainly due to your choices, though, is my point I'm making.
Yeah, it's not even
those vices are there.
Yeah.
Once you get 1 million, then fight. You know what you do? I can take 4 wives. Just take 4 then.
I want to, obviously, don't get twisted.
I'm not in 4 wives, yeah?
Don't get twisted that I want to eventually, I want to get married, I'm in that position, my age as well. I need to, my grandma gets onto me and stuff, but, I want to it's hard because, as you already know, like a woman needs commitment, and you know, I just don't have the commitment right now.
Does she need a commitment, Imam? I don't know. Imam might have a different opinion.
I was going to ask him what kind of commitment. What's he asked to
I mean, you got to give them, like, at the time, you got to give them time. You got to give them, you know, like, you got to take them out, and you got to, do you know what I mean?
He doesn't do that. Yeah, that's why I don't understand that stuff. Yeah.
It depends, Akhi. It depends.
Yeah.
You know, the Prophet ﷺ had how many wives, Akhi?
Yeah.
You know, he was a busy man, Akhi. If you're busy and you're about your business, boy.
Of course.
No, but I mean, look, in terms of the boxing gives you that discipline.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think you'll be able to, Akhi.
Yeah. But what?
There's never a right time.
Yeah.
You understand?
No, it's true, but you know, it's finding the right one.
Yeah, that is,
and this generation right now, especially in UK, is very hard.
Yeah,
it's very hard. You know, it's and I'm very picky, man, because you know that once you get married, you know this is the woman that's gonna be, you know, the mother of your kids. You don't want to make any, like, you don't want to make any regrets. I want to make sure, you know, it's the
right decision.
Right decision I made. And you know, like, the main thing right now in my career, because I know I'm in a very, like, close position where I can actually put myself in a very position financially.
Inshallah.
So, you know, I want to be able to, like, the main thing is I want to make sure that I retire my dad.
Inshallah.
You know, that's you know, like, that's the main thing. That's the main, like, that's what's on my mind. You know what I mean? Like, if the woman comes from there, like, on the time, you know, and it's written, you know, it's all God's plan.
I think his point is, you know, that fitna, especially in the, you know, the certain industries, music industry, boxing industry, you got to have the fitna of women, football industry, you know, you've got to have those. So plus you guys are young, you're athletic, fitness going to be there, environment is already kind of like this. This is where, how do you balance it? I mean, you're right.
I've seen my boy, he was a professional footballer, and he went down that route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he's doing a 9 to 5. He had a career where he could have changed his life. But because
you send a woman pulled him back.
Not just women's. I mean, he was, you know, he was putting his
like
time.
Crabs in a bucket now. We can't go nowhere.
That's what Yaser said. So now I do the train and go straight home, lock the doors, chain the doors.
He's putting his time and effort into
that. Yeah, I hear you.
And you know, like, if, for example, like, I don't mind putting my time and effort if I know it's going to become something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to time waste. I think, like I said, because I went through that from an early age, I've seen it and I've realized this is not me. So now it's a thing where, like, the boxing, as it is as well, when you're in training camp, you got to be disciplined. There's no late nights. There's no going out. Not even my boys. I had to miss my sister's birthday. Do you know what I mean? These are type of things that you got to do. So these other things, they're nothing to that. Do you know what I mean? Times with my family, you know, where I can't even eat with my dad because I'm eating different times. They eating their own food. I have to eat my own.
Take you some junk food right now, man.
Yeah, man.
You can't eat the junk food.
That's why they see me, like, scaling my food and I'm just checking how many grams my nutrition told me. It's all.
You really have to watch it like that, yeah?
Bro, you have to, man, because I got to be a certain weight.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm seeing my dad and not eating the food that I really want to be eating, but it's a thing. You got to be disciplined, you know. The box is not just training and fighting. There's more to it. Do you know what I mean? It's you got to really be, you know, that's something that I've built over time.
Yeah, most boxers, or even not just, most athletes hate training. I think Khabib even said the worst thing about fighting is the training. It's not even a fight itself.
Yeah, man. Like, sometimes, bro, honestly, like, especially when I'm in camp, like, and I've got like a 10K run and stuff, I'm just like, bro, do I really want to do this now? But I have to push myself because I know, like, once I get into the ring, I don't want to have any regrets and say, you know what, I could have done this, that. I want to go in there fully 100%, say, you know what, I've put in everything I can. And that's why when I fought, like, the toughest test of my career, the Southern Era title fight, I had no nerves. And I said to my coach, like, before the fight, and I said to him, is this normal? And he goes, it's because you put in the work and you know what you can do. And it was weird. I was so relaxed. I was in my zone, man. And I just,
it's that confidence, innit?
That's what it is, man. It's 6 weeks. I put in the hard work, sacrifice, and then I can just go, like, now this week I'm gonna go Albania. I just have my followers. I'm gonna go Albania for a week, just relax, and then come back straight back to training and ticking over.
Sure, you're not Albanian?
Nah. People, I get that all the time, man. I get that all the time. Even when I'm in Albania, I've been there last time, and people speaking to me Albanian and stuff.
You look Albanian, Akhi.
I got long hair now, but when I got short hair and I used to have the buzz cut, people used to, no one used to believe I wasn't like. Yeah, when I used to say like I'm half Arabic or Spanish, I don't.
Yeah,
I said, "Nah, you're Albanian."
You're
Yeah,
joking, man. Plus, you're coming to their country. It's a nice place. You've been there already.
It's
then.
nice, man. Food there is beautiful, man. Food there is beautiful. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Just to.
Mashallah.
Do you think, Yaser, in terms of for youngsters, that it's a good sport to put discipline into youngsters, even if it's not like getting into like amateur boxing or just for the aspect of training,
100%,
to keep them off streets and
100%.
stuff?
I mean, I used to train with someone because I used to do a bit of PTing, so I used to do a bit of pads and stuff for people. That was through lockdown days, and you know, through lockdown days, a lot of people went through depression. A lot of people went through like mental health and stuff. You know, I started training one of my friends because he was suffering bad, and you know, boxing helped him. It was like, it was good for his mind. So boxing is not just, you don't have to fight. You know, it's good for fitness. It's good for mental health. You know, it's good for, you know, other things as well. You know, it gives you discipline. It makes you, people used to come to the gym just to do pads and stuff, you know, and they used to enjoy it. So yeah, I mean, like, if you are like people struggling with like mental health, I'll say go to the gym. But not just boxing. People go to the gym like for other things as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can go and do some weights and stuff. You know, boxing. That's why your body, you gotta make it like, you gotta give it some sort of exercise. Otherwise, you just become lazy and then you become depressed, eating junk food. Do you know what I mean? Like when I'm in camp and I'm eating good every single day, I feel fresh. I feel energized.
100%.
So I mean, have a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So
there's something about going gym. I've said it before. When you go gym and you come out, you can't even look at rubbish food.
Yeah.
Your brain just tells you naturally, eat something wholesome.
Yeah. And you feel good after gym. After I finish training, I feel good. After I run that, you know, I wasn't going to do because I felt tired. But afterwards, once I'd done it, I thought, you know what? That was good, man. So.
Okay, move on to like, obviously, you're how old now?
29.
29, mashallah. So how many years are in that world of boxing? Is there like similar to football? Is it like up to 34, 35? 37?
Prime, I don't know, man. Everyone's different. You know, you got so Bibutev,
I've seen Bibutev.
he's 39.
Okay.
You got Terence Crawford, 35. So that's what I'm saying. It depends. Like, for example, like, you know, football wise, you got Cristiano Ronaldo, he's 39. But he can do what he can do because he's put the work in, he's disciplined, and he looks after his body. That's what I'm saying. So if you look after your body, it's going to look after you the long term. So
is that your kind of aim, is to stay in this game long term?
You don't want to be getting beat up, like getting punched in. You know? I mean, once I know I've accomplished what I want to accomplish and I'm good financially and I know it's time, then I'll hang up the gloves. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be in there just for the money and risk your life. You can die in this sport. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's not a joke.
Mayweather keeps coming in and out.
Yeah, it's money, innit? Sometimes, but you gotta learn, man. You gotta realize, man, that it's not always about that. Do you know what I mean? It's about going home safe and sound to your family, be able to lift up your kids. Do you know what I mean? Hang around your family. You don't want to be brain dead. You know, some people been paralyzed for the rest of their life. So
100%.
You know, that's why when I'm in the ring, I used to be a crowd pleaser. So I used to just go to war. In amateur, it wasn't no boxing. It was just straight war. And I had to adapt it. I have to realize that this sport is about hit and not get hit.
100%.
So now I'm very defensive. I think about it because those small gloves, 8-ounce gloves, is not a joke. I mean, once you get hit with those, you're going to feel it.
How come they actually, that's a side note, why did they put weights on a glove?
Weights?
Yeah, like the gloves that you wear. You said it's 8 kg or something just now.
No, it's 8 ounce. That's
8 ounce, sorry.
So that's the weight of the glove.
That's just naturally how it is?
Yeah,
Can't they make it light?
No, 8 ounces is very light.
It is light?
Yeah.
8 ounces?
Yeah.
What's that in kg, big man?
Wait, I don't think that's even...
It's not even, so it's proper light?
It's light, yeah.
But there's difference.
So there's difference. So I spar in 16 ounces.
That's what I'm saying. So there's different weight. Why is there different weights?
16 ounces more protected.
More
weight. More padding.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So like the gloves that I was wearing my last fight they're puncher's gloves. So you can actually feel your knuckles.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So they're less padded.
In the fight you wear them?
Yeah.
Is that the normal, that's what they wear in normal
Yeah.
fight?
So you get to pick sometimes. If you got your own gloves, you get to wear them.
Isn't there like a regulation?
Yeah. They got to be stamped and approved by the boxing board. So, the 8 ounce gloves. And then it's crazy because I fought because I fought at middleweight, the fight before that, I wore 10-ounce gloves, and I felt they were quite small. And knowing that these 10-ounce gloves, like AJ and them guys, the heavyweight, they wear the exact same gloves as me. Do you know what I mean? They got the same ounce, and I'm feeling it as well. So imagine like
their size.
So that's why like you gotta watch out with these things, man, because you know people don't realize it's not even the box, it's not even the fights, it's the sparring. If you're getting constant hit to the brain, you know that's why we have medicals every year, where we gotta get our brain checked, our brain scanned, we gotta get our eye opticians done, we gotta get our bloods taken.
But the sparring, you're gonna wear the headgear, isn't it?
Yeah, we wear the headgear, but over time, if you're having tough sparring and you're getting constant hits to the head, you know, you could get, you know, blood clots, bleed to the brain.
I think one thing is the boxers that do come back, it's a lot to do is with finance, meaning they're struggling. You know, they've made millions, they've lost it.
Yeah.
They need to come back.
That's the thing with boxing, man. I've seen a lot of people do that. So you gotta, boxing is a very short sport.
Yeah.
You know, you can make money, but because the money comes in so quick, you spend it. So, you know, I've seen boxers and I've seen boxers make a lot of money. Like you see Adrian Bona and stuff. Them guys made money, but they just got nothing to show. But that's why where you gotta have like financial advisories where they can financially advise you what to do with your money. Now I've already like been advised. The best thing is to do buy a property,
100%.
and invest. Or maybe open up your own business, and you know, because you already got the exposure and status, you can build up that business.
You got to make sure, because like you said, you know what, you don't want to be there 40 and fighting because you need to make some money back.
Of course.
You know what?
I mean,
like, get to the world title, a few times. You got your business on the side, you got your assets,
and it's also living within your means. I think a lot of people that make money, they jump straight into what just come in and think, oh, I made $1 million. Let me spend 400 bags on a house. Let me get 200 bag cuts. Like, bro, you just made $1 million.
Yeah.
Learn how to run a business with that. Do you get what I mean? Like you just said, buy a house, flip it. Buy a business, flip it. Wherever it might be, then that becomes your longevity now.
It's true.
But I don't think a lot of even boxers, footballers, they're not that clued up in the business well, because you've been concentrating so much on getting to a title or becoming a footballer. The business side of things is a whole different ballgame.
No, of course, man. That's why you gotta really, like I said, man, you gotta have the right people around you and advise you what to be doing with your money. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're not clued on with business side, you can invest into like top business people that can help you.
100%.
Even though they take a percentage or whatever it was, it's gonna still gain. It's still gonna gain some sort of knowledge, and then maybe like once you start, you know, buying houses and knowing how to flip it, how to do it up, then you can start doing it yourself because you're building experience yourself. So you know how it runs. So you wouldn't need these guys anymore.
100%. Cool. And just to finalize, I think you jumped on a bit about your dean and things like this. How's your relationship now with your pops and things like this?
Yeah, man, alhamdulillah. You know, my dad is you know, everything's good. Yeah, he's always supported me. He's biggest supporter. Been to all my fights. You know, I got my stepmom there as well.
Inshallah.
My little sister who's 12. Yeah, man, everyone supported me. So, like I said, man, I'm in a good position now. Alhamdulillah. You know, once I win, you know, the English title 12 October, I want to move on and push on, and then hopefully go. You know, my main goal, I want to get that British. You know, that's a beautiful belt to have. You know, my coach used to have it, so it's something that I want to, you know,
get as well.
And like I said, I want to be pushing as well the Muslim community.
Inshallah.
You know, and that's why after my fight, you know, always said alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? Always. And you know, I've got my friends as well that they see me, when they see me pray, even though they're not Muslim, they see how disciplined I am to my prayer. So that's where they ask me questions. Do you know what I mean? So it pushes them to
100%. I think a lot of people nowadays become Muslims, not necessarily maybe what Islam teaches, just due to the type of friends that they have, what they see of other people's characteristics. And they think, you know what, let's look into Islam, for example, the whole Gaza thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
People are dying, but they're making dua. They're saying we came from Allah, we're going to return to Allah.
Course.
People are thinking, what kind of religion is this that you're dying and you're making, you know, you're making dua to the creator who just took your family. Most people be thinking, why God, why did you take my kid? They're doing the opposite.
Yeah. So, I saw one video actually, one guy where they killed all his kids. And then I don't know if you've seen it, he's like, why are you crying? And he's like, don't cry.
Oh, the big. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
died as well.
Did he?
May Allah have
The
mercy.
one in the
Wow.
hospital. The one in the
The
hospital.
big
Yeah,
guy,
in the
Sheikh,
hospital.
yeah,
Wallah,
I
his
think he
deen.
passed. They said as well.
Is it?
Yeah, I
His
think they
deen
said
is
he
strong.
passed.
Wallah, his deen is
They
strong.
said, why are you crying to them?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, don't. He's like, have shame for yourself, innit?
It's like some of the kids, there was a video of one guy, he's brought some gifts to his kids. And he's like, how are you? Alhamdulillah. They're even smiling. And then he's like, I want to give you some sweets and gifts. He goes, no, give it to your own kids or give it to us. We're okay. For subhanallah. Qana'ah is like contentment, depth contentment and iman. Yeah, Allah
Yeah,
preserve them, man.
I mean,
That's why we
yeah.
got.
So a lot of, inshallah, with your platform, like you already got the right intention, bro. Inshallah, make it in the boxing game, and at the same time, push the deen, help people, promote people, motivate people, because life is much more than just making money.
Bro.
Do you get what I mean? If you're changing lives, if you're changing people to become better people, that is what's going to be accepted by Allah, inshallah, once we will pass away one day.
Inshallah,
it's what we've done that is respected by Him. It's not the money, it's not the house that we live in, it's not the cars that we drive.
Of course, man.
And the ones that have done that, Yaser, Allah has given them so much honor. Look, Muhammad Ali in his prime, I think 3 years, when they wanted him to go to Vietnam, and he said, listen, I'm not fighting them because I got no problem with them. Took his license away. Yeah. And, he lost his prime, but came back and, alhamdulillah, like the greatest boxer in the world, man. Yeah.
Of course.
So, inshallah, principles and values, that's very important.
Of course, bro. You gotta know, some people say their soul for money.
100%.
Some will do that. That's something, even if someone offers me billions of money to do certain things, I'm not a puppet. I won't be controlled. You know what I mean? So that's how you gotta be. And that's why, I've seen a few other guys like Khalid, DJ Khalid.
DJ Khalid, yeah.
He's another one which I've had to back off because I used to follow him and stuff. You just realized,
he's Palestinian as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was like Egyptian.
His own cousin don't speak to him anymore. His own cousin that I can interview and said how could you not even say anything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, just because of money, and you can't do that.
I think his promoters are from the opposite side. So it's a bit peak to talk against the man who feeds you.
Luckily, there's so many there that they're siding with justice. Even Mayweather's kind of support the Zionists as well.
He's another one as well. But then you got someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. He doesn't care. That's why everyone hates him, bro. Not fan-wise.
People in position of power.
Yeah.
But you can't. That's why, to me, I don't care. He's the all-time greatest footballer, man. He's the whole package. Do you know what I mean? He's the all-time. Him as a person, personality, his heart, and he's not the type of guy to be sold by anyone. Do you know what I mean? He's and if we have more people like him, then do you know what I mean? Then it'll be better. It'll be better for the community.
No. Khair, to finalize, obviously we've spoken about your path, we've spoken about and what you want to do in the future. Maybe a reminder, something that's important to you. I've seen you obviously talk a lot about family, your dad, and trying to retire him. Maybe what is the advice that you can give to other youngsters similar age?
First of all, don't forget your prayer. That's the main thing. And just, be disciplined in what you do. And if you're gonna do something, do it 100%. You know what I mean? Don't go in half-hearted. If you're gonna do something, do it all the way. Like you said, this is, life is short. Do you know what I mean? Before you know it, you're gonna be 40 years old.
100%.
So it's a thing where you don't want to be 40 years old and you're looking back and saying, "Oh, I wish I'd done this. I wish that." You've just wasted 20 years, and that's time that you can't bring back. So do everything 100%. That's what I realized. Be disciplined. Don't forget your prayer, and just have hard work, dedication, and then leave the rest to God.
Inshallah. That's the best way to finish it. You're not going to make him do Quran or nothing, no? Huh?
It's too hot for him today.
It's too hot for him today. Usually he sticks on people and says, give me some Quran for us. People start going red and blue and everything.
Is it?
Nah.
Yaser might knock me out, man. Might knock me out, man.
Khair, we'll finish like that. Barakallah fiqh for with your presence, Sakhi. We appreciate it.
Always appreciate
Allah
it,
let you succeed in your...
Inshallah, I'll be here next time for the English title on my shoulder.
Yes, 100% we'll get you back, man. Once you make that happen, back on, Akhi, bring the belts. Like Dan Aziz bring his belts.
World title, inshallah.
That's the plan, man.
Bring the belts home.
You'll have Jake, Khalid, all same weight.
All same weight as well. They just don't fight each other though. I don't know about that one.
You got different world titles. So, bro, Khalid, you take that one. You also take that one.
Muslim domination. Barakallah fiqh.
I appreciate you having me, man.
We'll finish there, inshallah, and we'll catch everyone in the next one. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.